Hey Leo, this is wishkotheferret. Welcome to the Ferret Den, where we're keeping things warm, we're keeping things cozy, and today you get to see my face because I'm trying something new. I usually am at the table, but I'm switching up a little bit, and this is the vibe. So, um, let's see. This is for the week of March 6th to the 12th. We have a full moon in Virgo on Tuesday, or at least for me, it's Tuesday. It's on the 7th. So that's going to be a time. Virgo energy carries a lot of coming back to the self, taking care of the body, just being very meticulous. They're very practical, focusing on like the details and such. But so Spirit immediately said, for this energy, for this Leo energy that I'm connecting with now, it's coming into your heart space. So for you guys, it's going to be coming into your heart space. With that being said, let me get started on drawing cards before the channel gets too strong. I usually, what am I trying to say? Resonate? That's not what I'm saying. That's not, why is that the only word coming to me? That I usually pray before starting the video, and then I pray for the benefit of you dropping into your heart space, determining which messages are for you and which messages are for other people by letting the dust physically, emotionally, and spiritually settle around and within you. So while you're doing that and while you're getting centered in your space, I will say my prayer for your benefit and also for my own, so I can get into the flow. So I can start channeling more stuff. And I'm going to work with your tarot first, and then you'll have some oracle cards and some stuff to make your life easier during this time. So what do we have for Leo today? So thank you, Archangel Michael, for casting your bubble of light around us. Thank you, all of the angelic energies and the spirit guides that we're calling in. Thank you, ancestors. Thank you for... Okay, thank you for connecting us with the highest love, the highest light, and the highest energy to help me channel and articulate messages for the highest good of everyone involved. And my hope and prayer is that this reaches the right audiences. Okay. I don't know if I should mention that because they came across in kind of like the way they said it. I don't know. So, like, you have witches on the other side, actually. You have witches supporting you that are a part of your ancestry. I don't know if that's something you can confirm or deny, but it seems like it's in your soul. It seems like it's, if not in your ancestor, I just feel like it's ancestors, or you have witches on the other side supporting you because they're coming forward and saying that, I'm not going to tell you how they died because it seems kind of gruesome, but they were killed for being witches. Not the Salem witch trials, but this was something else entirely. I don't actually think it was that era. It could have been, but it was something else. They died by like a different death. It was strange. But anyway, sorry. Psychic medium. Didn't mean to start it off kind of weird like that. But anyway, what do we got for Leos today? So let's see what we got for this week. Okay. So, oh, interesting. So, in the sign of Virgo, I rolled the Astro Dice. You have an expansion here right now. While you're tuning into your heart, you're also minding your words and its relation to your heart space. So, Jupiter is about expanding. So, expanding your heart. Am I hearing expanding your purpose? And you're kind of tending to your need. What is that? Oh, you know what? That's not Virgo. What is that? That's Capricorn. Why did I think that was Virgo at first? Oh, that's funny. But there's a tuning into your heart space here in terms of, I'm hearing be judicial about what you need. So when it comes to achieving things, when it comes to replenishing your spirit and your soul, you can tell when you need, like, I feel like this is like the energy I'm connecting with. Like, you might get cranky and it might start to show through your words, or maybe you'll start having these strange tics where if you're out of energy, you just stop communicating, or there's something about your communication that's a little off. If you're consistently working, if you're consistently putting in some kind of effort and you're burning out. I don't want to say this is quite burning out. I really actually kind of want to say that it is. I feel like you're just going to like get back up and run full speed ahead, but it's not that you like work too hard, but now is a time to come back to the self. I feel like everyone's getting this message. Now's the time to come back to yourself. Your main focus is the Hermit. So you are coming back to yourself. You're tuning into your heart space and you're kind of taking care of that. And it's funny that, you know, being judicial came up because you have the Justice card, but you also have it with the Six of Pentacles here. And right now it feels like you need to be fair about what you're giving and what you're taking, like where you're putting your energy to. I really feel like you could be giving your energy too often and too much to other people, and I feel like it's not enough to yourself. Or maybe that was the plan, and maybe that's in line with, like, in alignment with your goals. But now is the time where, like, you've burnt yourself out, or you've reached a point where you're like, I have to rest, and now you're stepping back. There's a need for balance here. So we have some Libra energy with that in terms of like just tipping this, like the scales. It's literally Six of Pentacles and Justice are like, they both hold the scales. So I find it interesting that there's and literally almost every one of these cards, what is it? Does the Death card have that? No, but I mean, for some reason Swords is also prominent because you have Death here and the Knight of Swords. And I feel like, hang on, let me channel this in order here. I don't know why your reading feels like, and you know, I just did a reading before this. It feels like this energy, like I feel too tired to speak, if that makes sense. I actually feel like some of you are burnt out, and it does affect your communication. Because when I rolled the Astro Dice, you have Jupiter, Capricorn, and the third house. Our third house is our communication. It could be like sibling relations or like short-term travel, but specifically third house just feels like communication in this sense, and how you're communicating, and you're noticing that you need a break because your communication is kind of slowed down or something's off. I feel like it's not like you're completely burned out, but something's off here. And Jupiter is about expanding. So this is your energy is kind of on a spiritual level. Your energy is radiating and expanding. Okay, so sometimes when I like, this happened for another reading too. So butterflies seem to be very common. I think there are like butterflies, like spiritual, like spirit animals of butterflies, because it's usually of transformation. But there's something here, like when I close my eyes and I see you as a person, I see butterflies floating around your auric field. Now, butterflies are a symbol of transformation, but butterflies for some reason are around Virgo season right now. At least they're showing up in my mind's eye to help heal and to help sort through things so that we can right ourselves up and get back into the swing of things, especially coming out of this like new moon in Pisces. I don't know about y'all, but I'm like a little winded from this time period. So but this butterfly, I see this butterfly kind of resting on your head, and I feel like you've taken matters into your own hands, and then you're kind of recognizing certain things. You're recognizing traits in yourself from going for something yourself. You're recognizing something about that. I don't know what they're talking about, so I'm just kind of going with it. But there just feels like there's a butterfly resting on your head. Like it's something about, like it's telling you about a brain break. Brain break. Because this communication is falling short from just feeling mentally fatigued, they feel. Because Capricorn is the feeling of wanting to work. But I feel like this energy is just a little bit off. Like it's not, you want to work, but you're not really able to, or there's just stuff coming up, or there's stuff getting in the way, or your communication is off or something. There's something here about like wanting to work or pursue something or get on board with something, but it's hard because like your balancing has been a little bit off. Like maybe, I feel like maybe we've done a little bit of the work so far, and we've been recognizing how much energy we're giving and receiving, but I think those scales tipped and it's kind of out of balance again, which is fine. Things are in and out of balance all the time. But calling back to yourself, calling back to your heart space in hermit mode so you can kind of heal that. is going to benefit you greatly. With Death and the Knight of Swords, you're kind of entering a rebirth. So I guess that explains why the butterflies are around. It is transformation. Death is a transformation. So I guess that makes sense. And Death is kind of like you're coming out of this, you're reshaping yourself as a person. It might not be as dramatic as that, but your energy field is shifting. I do sense that your energy is kind of waving out. I just heard, so I just heard for some of you, you're actually have been out and about a lot, and maybe you've just kind of tired yourself out from that. But after you come back from this period of rest and you kind of reintegrate the different things that you've done and kind of analyze the way that you've been doing things, and you're kind of restructuring what you're giving your energy to and what you are taking energy from. It's about who's holding your presence in your mind, who's holding presence in your mind, and who you are giving your presence to. And that energy greatly affects you, you're realizing. So, or maybe you've always realized it, but now you're being more judicial, or you're taking more action for, like, you know, you're having better boundaries. There's just something here about boundaries. Knight of Swords is somebody who's just gonna, like, you're just gonna jump right back into the fray and you'll be able to follow your flow. The Knight of Swords is actually communication. So some of you might have a passion project related to communication, but you're like, I don't know, Leo, you're like, you're gonna jump right into it and you're gonna be fine, because the Knight of Swords, they are very quick, they're very sharp with their words. I do feel like you are somebody who does use the words. You swing the sword of words. That doesn't mean that you hack at people with them. I think you use this sword very well. Like, you're very good with your words. You articulate things very clearly. Maybe you're a social creature. Like, you're very social. Maybe that's the case, but there's something here about a project that you use communication for, or there's something about your words. I hear some of you may dabble in poetry, or I just heard dabble in the art of word. So, maybe writing something. I'm hearing like whispers of poetry. So some of you might actually be doing that, but maybe, I feel like you're going to move forward very fast and very quick with it after this transformation is done. So I don't think you have to worry about losing any productivity at all. Not that it should, like, be a concern, but, you know, I mean, like, when you have the urge to create and it's just you're breathing with that creativity and that desire to create, I can understand why we would be frustrated when there are so many things coming up that indicate that we can't go for it right now, because our bodies, our minds, our spirits might not be ready for that yet, or we might have to, like, take a brain break from something. We might have to take a physical break from something. So what else can we share with our Leos here today? Oh, some of you are doing word stuff. Okay, I'm doing a weird dance because you have Cannery Spirit. Sing your own songs. Some of you are actually writing your words, creating your own songs, using the power of word to create things. So some of you are within the art of word, and you are literally doing your own thing and you're creating your own stuff. So embracing the Cannery Spirit. The Cannery Spirit is to help you do that. It's kind of like a very free-flowing thinking. You don't need me to tell you how to create, but Spirit is like, go! Like, you know, like, they're like, be creative! Ah! Ooh, you got a lot here. Hang on. Oh, there are so many things that fell. Hang on. All right, so I don't know, I feel called to, like, say them all. You just kind of, like, got 4 of them that are scattered. Oh, what did I just say about a brain break? You have Pig Spirit. Use your mind wisely. So while you're reflecting in this hermit mode, really think about ways that you were using your mind before and how you can. Okay, so I just heard someone say, articulate briefly how you feel. And this could be in terms of reflect back on the things that have drained your energy, or maybe the things that you've done in the last few days. If you've been out and about, or if you've been spending your energy and investing in time in other projects, really think about how you felt during those times. So tuning into your heart space to do that, and also tuning into your mind and noticing how your mind is feeling too, because the mind, body, spirit operate as a unit, and you need that unit to function. You need all of them functioning in order to stay in some kind of aligned balance. And with that, mouse spirit, tend to the small things. So This is also something that you've been overlooking, like maybe something important. I do feel like this card has been coming up. This card came up for somebody else too, but I do feel like this is in relation to the body. I use the example, it's kind of a gross example, but like if you don't typically brush your teeth or something and you just start not brushing your teeth and it seems so small, it's like, yeah, whatever, I'll brush it next meal or something. Like, I don't know why I don't do that, but this just seems like a specific example that came up. And that seems like the type of energy in this reading where you're missing something that seems small, but like while you view it as small, it's something that actually impacts you greater than you think it does. So tending to those small little things will help align your body and keep it on track so that your mind can also do its creative thing and do its thing with word that it wants to do. Nothing is wasted too, so don't be... They want to talk about this one, and I'm not ready to talk about this one yet. Nothing is, I'm going to bring this up. Hang on. Peacock Spirit, let it shine. They literally just said shine. That's all they're saying is shine. So Peacock Spirit is extraordinary. It is covered in so many different colors, and Spirit is saying the basis of your success is going to be your individuality and how brightly you shine your colors. So really don't be afraid to... Don't be afraid to put yourself out there and to share your voice. I recommend this book, Show Your Work, 10 Ways to Share Your Creativity and Get Discovered by Austin Kleon. I was watching a bunch of, YouTube videos and somebody recommended this book. I was basically just on like financial advice and stuff and somehow I just ended up here. I was like, oh, cool. So I think it's a great book so far. It is about shamelessly showing your work off to people and not feeling afraid to do so, and different ways that you can succeed in doing that and building like a network and stuff. So I find that to be very helpful for me. I mean, if you're not really interested in building your network, that's totally fine, but it helps me kind of get over the fear of sharing my work with other people, be it tarot, YouTube. For me, I'm a writer myself, so not being afraid to write things down and not being afraid to share it with people. And also, like, I did want to talk about this spirit. I'm hearing they really don't want to talk about vulture spirit yet. Can you, like, give me a second here? Do you have anything else you want to say about these spirit? You have a lot to give. You have a lot to give. You have a lot inside that's kind of fighting its way out. So if you see from the peacock spirit here, I don't know if you can see, but there's a light shining through her chest. And that's the light that you need to show it off to everyone. It's not just the colors on the outside. Like, it's not just, you're not just fluffing your feathers on the outside for everyone else to see. It's not just what you display to the world, but it's whatever is lying dormant in your heart that's waiting to come out. That's what spirit is ushering you to share. So you can share all those pretty colors and everyone's going to be amazed at, you know, like the basis. Like, you're a pretty incredible person and there's like so much to give, not only in your like appearance and your beauty alone. And doesn't necessarily mean physical appearance, but this is like your baseline talents, but like there's something here about its connection to the heart that's really shining through here. And because of that, spirit wants you to know, that explains it, that nothing is wasted. So because it's shining through that explains why they didn't want me talking about the vulture spirit until now. So, and I feel an ache in my heart. I feel like some of you might have a little bit of block in your heart. You might feel like I just heard that you're ashamed to approach the plate. It's almost like you're not stepping up to the plate, and it's like a feeling that's pulling you back a little bit. I do feel like that book might actually help some of you, but vulture spirit says nothing is wasted, and that every time you try, you get a little bit closer to succeeding, because succeeding is the very act of putting yourself out there. We all have different definitions of success, but I really do feel like you're gonna make it. And I'm not saying that just because I'm like, oh, like, you know, I mean, like, I don't have to know you in order to understand this. I feel it in your energy where because you love it, you're going to keep trying. And it's those that keep trying and don't give up that do actually end up being successful, because they're not afraid of, like, they have nothing to lose. So they're just like, I'm just going to keep putting stuff out. And then, you know, people who like my vibe, and they do like your vibe, will eventually be attracted to your things, and they'll eventually find you. It takes time and it takes patience, and that's annoying, and I know, but you're going to get there. You're going to get there. You really are. So that being said, what's going to make things easier for you at this time, Leo? What's going to make things easier for our Leos? Slow and steady wins the race with the turtle spirit. What did I just say? It's not going to happen tomorrow. So you really have to have patience and take your time. It's not going to grow overnight. Okay, why do I even bother pulling cards if I'm just going to channel everything? Oh my gosh. Okay, so anyway, dang, that was pretty fast. I feel like that's it. So I'm going to roll the dice for you so I can let you go, Leo. Any lasting messages for Leo before we send them on their way? 404. Oh, you know I love my fours. I'm pulling from Angel Numbers by Kyle Gray. 404. God and angels are putting a sacred light of protection around you. You are safe. So I do feel like, because like I felt like a lot of pain in my heart when I reflected on the peacock spirit and really tried to tune into that energy. So again, I feel that resistance for a lot of you. You're afraid to come forward, or you're ashamed to come forward, or there's something here that's like you're embarrassed about your work, or there's something here that's like I shouldn't be doing this, or it's like I don't know why there feels like some kind of shame or guilt around it, but spirit is saying that you are safe from your like whatever harm you think you're going to experience. You are safe. You are, I'm hearing there's an air of perfection. There's like a perfectionism air going around here. With full moon in Virgo, for some of you, that might actually get full powered, like hardcore. I mean, it depends on the other planets and their transits, but Virgo is very, I mean, like the dark side of Virgo, or like the shadow aspect, not the dark side, but the shadow aspect of Virgo is that they could be a little perfectionist sometimes because they notice the details. But I think part of this shame is keeping you from putting your work out there. And it's causing you to feel like it's a waste of time, or that, oh, this wasn't successful, or nobody liked this piece, so it's not going to, so it's not like the next one's not going to land. Like, I don't know, there's something about like that's holding you back from fully investing into your future and stepping into that space. I'm hearing from spirit, they're really trying to get me to say that you are actually entitled to success, and also that you're entitled to perfectionism too. They're not saying you can't indulge in the details. I feel like that is also something that, like, while shame does hold you back, I do feel like having that perfectionism trait, if you didn't have the detail-oriented eye that you did, you probably wouldn't be as good as you are. But I think that there is a tendency to take it too far. So you're entitled to perfectionism, but not too much, is what Spirit's saying. So again, with that balancing, with that Six of Pentacles and with the Justice card, especially together, scales in both of them, it's seeing where you're putting that energy. Like, am I spending too much time or too much of my energy on fixing this problem when this issue might be like a greater thing to tackle? So maybe that other thing can just be left alone for now. You can edit your work forever and it's never going to feel done. I'm telling you that right now. Like, I don't think an artist has ever been fully satisfied with the work that they produce. Sometimes they are, but that is also a learned skill that I think, I mean, we're not lazy because we're passionate about what we do. You don't have to worry about being lazy, but definitely check your energy with that. And again, 404. God and angels are putting a sacred light of protection around you. You are safe. I always read it twice, so I always like to make sure that you have it. So that being said, Leo, thank you so much for tuning in. I think I forgot to mention earlier that I am creating a Patreon. Woo! So it hasn't launched yet. It will probably in about a month or so. But if you want to keep up to date on that and you want to support me as a content creator, go ahead and like and subscribe, because it really helps the channel, and then you can stay up to date for when the Patreon comes out and also get more videos. Also, if you feel so called to, you can leave a comment down below and let me know how this resonated with you. Maybe what kinds of stuff you're creating, if you're writing a specific type of fiction or nonfiction, or if you're into journalism, or if you're writing music, or if you're writing speeches, or whatever it is that you're doing with word of mouth or with your words. I would love to know about it. So again, thank you, Leo, for checking in, and I wish you nothing but the best week. Bye.